Well, we made it to Friday, and here we are on the National Real Estate Cafe with Don Getling and Gino Franti for your daily dose of real estate market updates.
Today's no different, and we're going to talk a little bit about Don's favorite report. It's the initial jobless claims.
Yep, because jobs mean what's going on in our economy and how are we rebounding. And what I love is when we're right, Gino.
Yeah, this is great. Just a few weeks ago when we saw the best report in 15 years, we said, take that with a grain of salt. It's unsustainable, and you're going to see a tick up. And sure enough, what do we see, Don?
That's right. You saw even this little red line we warned you about, because at 267 we said, oh, that had to do with the holidays. Now we have a lot of jobs being lost in the oil industry. We're talking 200 refineries being closed down at 350 people per refinery. That's a problem, and look what happened.
Boom. Yep, absolutely, Don. So look at these numbers. We haven't seen these numbers in a little while. They're the worst numbers we've seen in quite a few weeks. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean things are going to continue to get worse, but watch oil prices. At least we've seen a little bit of a rebound, but people will cautiously hire and easily fire in this market.
That's right. So if you're wondering why the oil industry, well, everybody loves the price is going down. Yay! Doesn't cost so much to fill up my tank, but a lot of people losing jobs because they're not making as much profit, so that's why it's affected it.
And they're usually really good jobs, by the way.
Yeah, high-paying jobs. Actually, our friend Tony brought that up when we were talking to him. All right, and here's another report, your favorite.
Hate this report, the ADP report. It's a good report because it gives you good data about what's happening in the private sector. It's a bad report because the reality is that it's a private company. So if they gain more clients, it's going to show like there's more jobs. If they lose clients, it's going to show like there's less jobs. So really has a lot to do with their sales force and a lot of other factors. Don't pay too much attention
Yeah,
to this.
especially in this one. Oh, it came in less than expectations, and then they said, oh, but last month was revised up. Anyways, moving on. So what has it done for rates? Flatline. We have not seen any adjustment of rates in quite some time.
Now, the good news is they're still at fantastic levels. And one of the things that we have seen is, though, even though the bond market's tapered off a little bit, lenders want the continued volume because they've hired for the continued volume. So now we want to keep the continued volume. So you see the spread shrinking a little bit. So even though the bond market's not as good as it could have been or as much as it was, rates are still fantastic.
What'd you say? Anyways, all that means is rates are staying down and waiting for a catalyst, and I think if they're waiting, everyone's waiting to see if the stock market's going to cool down, and we're expecting a correction eventually, and then rates may get a little better. So make sure you stay tuned daily to the National Real Estate Cafe to see what's brewing. Have a great weekend.